Good morning and welcome back to the Adventures of Mac Anthea. Today it's Saturday the 27th of January. We're back down the farm. It's been a couple of months since we've done an off-grid video, mainly because there's not a great deal of work to actually do down at the farm, even though there's always something you can find to do. There hasn't been any work that desperately needed doing, put it that way. We've been busy doing other things anyway. I've been doing some private building work for some customers just to top up the coffers a bit, the actual cash coffers. I'll be doing some alterations to the power system at home, the solar power system, and we finally came to a decision on what we're going to use as a backup system for grey days to power the house on the grey days. So I've been working on that. I've also been returning to an old project of renovating a car that we've had sat on axle stands for a couple of years, which has really got to the stage where I need to repair it or scrap it, and it's a bit too good to scrap. So I've had to swing back around and get on with that as well. So yeah, we haven't been down here really doing much work, but now we've got to a situation where there's certain things we want to do, and if we don't do them now, we're going to be too late. They're going to be sort of time seasonal sensitive. So today we're down here. We've got to tidy up the peas because they're getting a bit unruly down there, which we planted. You probably saw a few videos back. I've got to prune some trees, do some pruning on the olives, the almonds, and also the grapes. From them, we're going to take some cuttings. We're a little bit late for cuttings on the almonds, but we're going to take them nevertheless and see how they sort of turn out. As for the olives and the grapes, they're fine. We should be able to, take cuttings off them, and they'll work just fine. We're going to take going for about 40 olive cuttings, probably only about 10-15 almond ones, and then probably about 10 grape cuttings as well. So plenty to get on with there, and there's also going to be some various other little bits and bobs and maintenance jobs around the farm. So okay, I think enough chit chat there. We'll get on with the showing you the pruning and whatever, and then I think I'll pass you on to Anthea where she's going to start potting compost ready for the cuttings. Okay, so as you can see, our almond tree's well on its way. They normally start going into flower and blossom about the second week in January. As you can see here, if you get up close, these are going well into flower, and actually new leaves are all starting to come on there as well. Now this does need trimming. Things like this, all these bit shoots which are grown inwards into the tree, they all need to be cut out. And what I should try and do is take some cuttings, probably off ones like that which haven't got the flowers on. Take a few cuttings off shoots like that. Obviously the ones that have got flowers on, each one of those flowers is going to be an almond, and if it does start to produce almonds in the cutting stage, I'll have to pull them off. So I'll go for shoots like this one and that, and we'll see they'll take their chances. They've got two choices. So that's one job. And then we've got all the olive trees. I'll try and find you a good example of one. They're basically, I'm not going to go crazy with the olive trees because they had a heavy prune, believe it or not, last year. But all again, these shoots, which are grown up on the inside, they can be used as cuttings, and they need to come out. What we're aiming for with olive trees always is sort of a cocktail shape, sort of a cocktail glass shape. So there should be a gap in the middle, and the branches should come up sort of up from the side, sort of like this. So I'm going to cut anything out in the middle, these little shoots that are coming up, and anything that's sort of coming down and touching the ground, so that things can't climb up into the trees and infest it or disease it. That one's not bad, but some of them, hang on, you look at something like this. In here, there's a lot to cut out. So I'm going to get on with that. Anthea's going to start preparing the pots with compost, so I'll pass you on to her so you can have a look at that. And I'm going to get trimming these off, and then we'll sort through these to see which are suitable for cuttings and which aren't. And we'll take it from there.
Right, so Max left me in charge of filling the pots up with the compost or peat. So I'm going to start putting this lot into this bucket and give it all a good mix, and hopefully get all the lumps out. And then I shall put them into these plant pots. We need about 16 of them, I think. So yeah, I shall get on and fill this bucket because it'll take me a while one-handed, and I'll get back to you. it'd all be my fault. Okay, so ran out of compost, so we managed to get 13 pots filled. So we need to get some more for the last 3. A little bit left in there, so I'm just going to top some of these ones up so they're all even, because obviously I haven't done them all even. But anyway, 13 pots, unlucky for some, but hopefully they'll grow. And then we'll get some more compost and we'll do the last remaining 3.
Okay, so I've brought some tree cuttings up here. What Anthea's doing now is we took the cutting, she's just shredding the edge of the bark off a little bit on the edge. That's it. So, in the rooting compound to one side, get it covered, and then she's using an old chopstick to make a hole in the peat so that the peat doesn't rub the root compound off right down to the soil, and then she's compressing the soil around the tip of the cutting. Now I have done these before, and they do recommend in the instructions you do them a 1/4 inch thick. I didn't have much success with that, and all the ones I did last time a few years ago died. So we're going to try this other way that another guy's recommended. Again, he's recommended scraping the chunks, the stems off a little bit, then dipping it in the compound. He used rooting powder, but I don't think it makes a lot of difference. And then dipping it in here, and he had quite good success, and that was in England, which isn't really native to olive trees. So hopefully we might get success this time. It saves us about 9 euros per tree if we have to buy them, and obviously they're a lot bigger than this, but we don't need these for at least 2 or 3 years time when we start to plant out the other section of the ground. We've got about another 7,000 square metres of land down on the bottom of the farm, which needs transforming, but needs landscaping first. So yeah, we might need these. I say 2 years, it's probably going to be 4 years time. So we'll see how we go. Okay, so Anthea's going to do the rest of those, and I'm going to go and get on with some more pruning. Okay, apologies for the wind if it's blown across the mic. We've got 8 almond cuttings here. I'm not holding out a huge amount of hope for these. We're a bit late. They've already started to go into leaf, and I suspect there won't be enough energy in this twig for the leaves to grow and to root. But we'll give them a go anyway, because if they don't get used for this, they're going to get burnt. So we may as well try them. So basically, a repeat of last time. Anthea's going to shred the end of the twig. Bit harder the almonds, a bit tougher than the olives. And then it goes. Right, and rinse and repeat on 7 more. Okay, so I'll leave you with Anthea. She's going to carry on with that. And I'm going to go get on with some more pruning. Okay, so now we're on our American seedless grapes. These, what we're doing, we've just cut them. We're not going to shred the trunk. We've got to get 3 buds, if possible. Doesn't look like it is possible. Under the soil, but as best we can. 3 buds under the soil. A little bit close to the edge of the pot there, but never mind. Oh, it's bent, apparently. So again, we're only going to do 4 of these, and then we're going to do 4 of our Israeli grape. I won't show you that because it's basically just a repeat of this. There you go, push down, 3 buds under the soil. Anthea's losing the holes. Grapes are meant to be really easy to grow, we shall see. We haven't tried these ever before, it's the first time I've ever tried them. I've done a bit of research, but that's it. Okay, and 1 more and we're done. So I'm off to go and get some more grapevines, carry on with the pruning, and then we'll bring you back in when we've got something new to show you. Okay, so that's us done for this morning. We've had enough. It's getting to sort of 1 o'clock time. There's all the cuttings done. They're in the shade now, but where they are, they should be sheltered there. Get the early morning sun, but not too hot a sun. And then as the day goes on, they should be left into the shade, which hopefully is going to be the best place for them. shelter by that tank and this bank for the wind as well. So we'll just have to keep them watered and see how they do. Okay, so that's it for today. I'll bring you back in tomorrow and we'll carry on. Good morning and welcome back. It's the next day, Sunday. We're back down the farm to carry on with the jobs we started yesterday. Today, hopefully, it's going to be a bit of an easier day because after all, it is Sunday. You know, we don't want to do too much, but we're going to get on. The day's going to start with Anthea preparing and pulling all the cuttings and the weeds and that which have been pulled out during the year and forming bonfires. There's only a short period of time we were allowed to actually burn down here because of the high fire risk. So we've got to get on with that and get that done sort of before the end of February. Otherwise, that's not going to happen. So while she's going to start doing that, and while she's doing that, I'm going to go and do some repairs to the irrigation system. So I'll film a little bit of her doing the bonfires, and then I'll take you with me, and we'll have a look at the repairs I've got to do. So Anthea's going to try and separate some of this. Unfortunately, it's got quite compacted down over the year as we've dumped it down. She's going to take it over to a position where it's not going to cause any problems when burning over the other side of those rocks there. I'll leave it to have a little go. If it's too hard, too compacted down, I'll bring the digger up and loosen it up a bit, but it'll have to be worth our while to start the digger up and bring it up. Is it separating? Yep, she says it's okay, so she's going to loosen it up. Okay, so I'm going to leave Anthea at that, and I'll take you down and we're going to do some irrigation pipe repairs. Okay, so I'll walk down onto the lower level here, and this is the repair we've got to do. This has been one of these silly jobs we all have, you know, where you keep on noticing it and think I really must get round and do that at some point, and then you forget about it. Well, I finally remembered at this time I must get it done because there used to be a tree here, an almond tree, but as these olive trees next to it got bigger and bigger, they started to tangle, so he had to come out. But the irrigation system was left there for him, and the problem is you know, being in Spain, being really hot, can't afford to be losing any water like this on for nothing, you know. It's especially with the years getting drier and drier as we go on. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make a cut sort of here, same on the other side, and put a section of pipe on. What we do is we've got straight connectors. We use the blowtorch to heat up the end very, very quickly because it takes a very low melting point on this pipe. But it really is best to use it because when the weather's too cold, it just isn't soft enough to put the joints in. And when the weather's too hot, it's just like trying to deal with a cooked piece of spaghetti. The pipe just flops around and you've just really got no leverage to push the joints on. So yeah, we're going to use a blowtorch. So I'll get on with that. Hopefully I'll be able to get the camera in position to show you that. And then we'll get on with the next job. Okay, so that's that done. Made that slightly harder work than it needed to be. This is actually my second attempt. I wasn't careful where I put the blowtorch down and it melted the new section of pipe and I had to start again. But anyway, that's that done. No more trimming to do here. There wasn't much to come out. I'll give you a quick look around the trees, but they've all been trimmed out in the centres now. So not really a heavy prune this year. It was a really heavy prune last year. See, but they're all cleaned up now. The light's getting to the centre of the trees now. So all ready for next year. And like I say, very little burning to be done down here, which is good because I don't really like burning. Okay, so on to the next job. I shall save these bits of pipe here. They'll be reused, these fittings, for future irrigation jobs. Okay, so I'm back onto the caravan level. It looks like Anthea's coming towards the end of her little job on this level. Must be serious. T-shirts, down to her t-shirts, sweatshirts come off. She says she's the only one doing the work, that's why. Yeah, so she's once you got these weeds done and powered up, loaded up, they need to be burnt, and just some additional rubbish we want to burn as well to get out of the way at the same time. Okay, so I'll leave Anthea to finish that, and I'll get on with my next little job. So for the next job, we're down at the vegetable patch. You may recall earlier on in the year we planted some potatoes. We planted them a little later than usual because the summer was hanging on and it was a bit too warm. Whether that was the right decision or not, I don't know. I had a little bit of a problem with a sort of a leaf mould, which I treated. They get on to 100 days now, and these look like they're starting to die off at this end, so they might be ready. I'm hoping there's a hell of a lot more going on underneath the ground than there is certainly going on top. But I don't know, but they look like we're going to start digging them up soon and see what's going on underneath and see if we've actually got any good potatoes this year. At the same time, we had a line left. We decided to plant peas. As you see, they're flopping around all over the place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a line in here, get that set up, and then Anthea, who's a little bit more suited to working at ground level, is going to come and sort of tie them up to the strings. Okay, so that's just a couple of lines put up there to secure these plants to. Anthea will come down and secure them with the sort of ties, twisty ties used on the top of bread bags and freezer bags. She'll just twist the plants slightly to that, and then over time they'll put their little shoots out and grip the strings themselves, and hopefully that'll stop them from lying on the ground and rotting away there. Okay, so I'm on to my next job. Okay, so we're up at the very top level, right up by the road. Same thing again, we used to have a pipe that's tearing off this little pipe across to what used to be an almond tree there, but it started to interfere with the olives, so it had to come out. Another one of those jobs that's been shouted at me for months, and I'm finally getting around to doing it. So all I'm going to do basically is cut straight along here and put a straight connector in. Okay, so I've just done one more, the same as the last one, repair to the irrigation, cutting a little thin pipe out and putting a straight connector in. Now I want to just trimming out the centre of these trees again, the same as I did yesterday down below. All this stuff that's coming up straight through the centre of the tree needs trimming out, but other than that I'm not going to trim it much, because as with the trees below, I did a really heavy trim last year, and I don't want to do it again this year. So I'm going to get on with that. I won't film that again because you've already seen it once. And I'll bring you back in when we're on to the next job. Okay, so Anthea's finished the bonfire there. It's Sunday today, we're going to burn tomorrow. Like most things in Spain, you know, you could go into an office and ask the same question to 3 different people and get 3 different answers. Burning is no exception to this. They started off a while ago wanting to have a certificate to burn and had a great enthusiasm for it. Fire inspector used to come round and sign it to take it away. Then the secretary signed it. And then they all sort of realised, what's the point of the certificate if nobody's checking what you're doing or monitoring the burning, so they sort of seem to have scrapped it. But one of the rules used to be that you can only burn in the mornings on a weekday. So we're going to sort of go on the side of caution and burn on Monday morning, because more likely than not, the people who do come and check, which is Soprano for the Guardia Civil, probably won't know exactly what the rules are, and any excuse for you to give you a fine and they're on it, you know. So we'll do that tomorrow. Also, Anthea seems to have done quite a good job of the peas. She's got these strapped up out the way and onto the strings, hopefully give them something to climb up. It looks like we might need to put another little post in there actually, just hold them up together. Hopefully that'll keep off the ground. She says there's a few little peas starting on them, so We may have some peas, hopefully. Okay, so I think that's us finished for today. It's Sunday after all. It's about 1:30, so we're going to go and get some dinner and chill out this afternoon. Ready to start work again tomorrow morning. So we'll say goodbye for now, and we'll bring you back in tomorrow morning. Good morning and welcome back. Today's the next day, Monday morning, and we're down the land to do a bit of burning. Now, we say it's the next day. What a difference a day makes. It's at least 10 degrees cooler this morning, and as you can see all around, it's really cloudy. But hey, it's good for burning. At least Anthea will be able to keep warm next to the fires while she's doing it. Now, burning, I don't really like to burn the stuff around the farm. I'm all for, a nice open fire and using the fire to cook or keep warm by. But to sort of pointlessly burn stuff seems very wasteful. I'd much rather just chip it or shred it with a machine and plough it back into the soil. Problem is, the machines start at about €450, and I just can't justify paying that on a machine that we'll probably use 2 days a year, and the rest of the time we'd have to store. Now, I'll say I'm not a fan of burning. Anthea is. A little bit of a dark side I didn't realise when I first met her, but Anthea loves setting light to things and sitting and watching it burn. I'm not saying I'm really concerned about it. We're not at the point where I'm having to sort of lock away or hide the petrol and the cigarette lighters, but it is a little bit concerning. And I'm also going to leave her to look after these fires because we're going to divide and conquer today while I go and do some mechanical work. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set off one of the bigger fires to start with. Anthea will do some footage of that, and then I'll pass you over to her, and she'll show you the rest of the job throughout the morning. Okay, so I've set light to that. I've set light to the side of the bonfire, which is against the wind basically, so the wind will do the rest of the job. I don't want it to burn too quickly and have a blaze. I want it to just tick over so it doesn't get out of control, and hopefully that shall achieve that. Okay, so I said I didn't want it going mad, but it's obviously got a mind of its own here. Thankfully we put it up against the bank, so it's sort of block it there, and we've kept it away from anything that can do any real damage, but nevertheless we'll keep a close eye on that now. Okay, so I'm going to get ready to go. I think I'm going to leave it in Anthea's capable hands. As you can see, probably the bonfire in the background, that's starting to die down a bit now. So yep, I'm going to get on my way, and hopefully Anthea won't get too carried away with the burning. I'll catch up to you guys in a bit.
Right, so Mac's gone and left me in charge of fires, haha. So I am the official fire starter, and I've raked some more of his branches that he's chopped off. I am going, haha, to start this. I can. Like setting fire to myself on hammer. I'm not very good at this. Right, a bit more success that side. A bit nervous about doing it too much. Don't really want to get rid of my eyebrows or my hat or anything else today. So, right, that eucalyptus is catching really well. Okay, on to get some more. Okay, we have fire. Oh, it's nice and warm. Right, oh, excuse me. So I've come down to the bottom level, and I'm just raking up the branches that Max cut off of the olive trees down here, putting them into piles in the middle of the rows because there's quite a lot. So yeah, luckily he hasn't gone too Edward Scissorhands this time on them, so they have still got some branches left. And then I'm just going to carry them over here to this pile by the bank where I can burn, and then it won't hopefully attack any of, well, go near any of the other trees, and it's quite safe there. So I will get on with my raking, my trusty friend, and I'll bring you back. And there we go, fire number 3. Have a nice burn. I need it to warm up, it's getting a bit chilly. So, collect the rest of these up and see how we get on. Oh, and hello up there to the spy in the sky on the camera. Where is it? Security camera shouting down at me. Yes, I haven't burnt myself or set myself alight. A bit. Right, I'm on to fire number 4, which is at the top level, which has got quite a lot spread around for me to pile onto it. It's set off really nicely, so yep, the other ones have burnt out, so this is the last one.
Okay, so I've just come back down. Anthea's just finishing off in the background there. She's done a pretty good job. She's got almost everything done, barring a few trimmings on the upper level. You can probably see behind me there. And that's very few trimmings there, so that'll be a little tiny bonfire for another day. But other than that, she's done really well. Seems to have resisted the urge to set light to anything that she shouldn't have done. So yeah, pretty good job, well done. I think we're going to call out the end of the video here certainly for this off-grid video. We've got some major jobs to do here, but we're really waiting for rain to come to soften up the soil to make it a lot easier for the digger. We've got a full water tank that needs digging out and building in concrete blocks. We've got some driveways actually putting in hardcore as well, but until we get some major rain down to soften up the soil, we're just making hard work for ourselves. So I suppose all that remains is for me to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.